Hey everyone, welcome back to Montreal for race 2. In race 1 we had a bit of a mediocre performance, finishing where we started after dropping back to 14th place on the first lap. Today's starting order is decided by each car's fastest lap from yesterday's race, and we've managed to put the car into 9th place. So the graphic says that I'm supposed to be on the left, but somehow I got shuffled to the right side for the start, which I'd actually prefer since it leaves me on the inside for turn 2, which is kind of where you want to be when you come out of that turn 1, turn 2 complex. But looking again at the track, it's really tight for modern Formula 1 cars, but it's actually the perfect size for us, and you can attempt to pass pretty much anywhere. It's situated in a park in the middle of the St. Lawrence River in Montreal. It's the only street circuit I'm going to this year, and racing in the middle of a major city is a ton of fun. It's tough on brakes, since every chicane involves a hard braking zone, but like I said, in our cars we can pass pretty much anywhere. So we're starting 9th, hoping to gain a few positions, but it's going to be tough since pretty much all the cars in front of us are from the big teams. So let's skip forward to the green flag and see how we go. Coming around the final chicane, forming up to take the green. Now remember there's almost 30 cars behind us, so it's going to take a while for them to throw the green. So keeping an eye on the starter's stand. And they check up, so I have to get on the brakes, and of course they throw the green right when I'm on the brakes, and I feel like somebody tagged me from behind. So you can see I'm sort of half throttle if you look in the bottom left corner, and I get swamped, losing several places before we even get to the first turn. I do that because I'm afraid something's broken, and I don't want to go into turn 1 full bore and spin and take a lot of people out. So right now I'm being very cautious, trying to feel out how the car is. I think at this point I'm starting to feel like, okay, it's alright, maybe it was just in my head. So we leave a space for a car that was trying to attack us. Staying a little more to the left, learning from the last race to defend the line into that corner. But I think at this point, I feel like the car is healthy and I can start pushing and trying to get back the spots that I lost. Really not what we wanted. After the bad start we got yesterday, and we got an even worse one today. See, still having problems with the corner entry oversteer, but we were able to close the gap through that chicane by quite a bit. Maybe we can make a lunge into the hairpin. Get almost alongside, and he tries to make a move on the car in front. I'm not sure if he even saw me. He gets side by side. Maybe we can get a good exit and use this to try and draft down the back straight into the final chicane. As you can see in the mirror, it looks like all the cars behind me are quite a ways back. So we can just keep our eyes forward and focus on getting back these positions and working our way up through the field again. I'm not sure what he was thinking there. That's not really the way to do it. Maybe we can take advantage of it. Amazingly, somehow he's able to keep the position. That's the difference between the clean line and the dirty line. You can see I'm struggling for grip out there. I'm not sure if I got the position. It looks like I did, so we were able to take advantage of that mistake. He almost kept it, which is pretty remarkable. Some more cars going slow for unknown reasons. I think that's Michel Bonnet in the silver Kent car. I'm not sure what happened to him. It looks like almost like a mechanical problem. And that's 2 positions we got back in the second lap. Let's just keep plugging forward, keep our eyes down the road. Trying to tame that corner entry understeer, or oversteer rather. Again, we get a good run through that chicane. Close the gap to the car in front quite substantially. Actually sure who that is. I've been getting pretty good at recognizing the cars in the F1600 series, but as he goes way wide, I'm still struggling with these cars because I only race in this series once a year. We're not able to capitalize, but hopefully we got a better exit. We can definitely use the draft. Maybe we can outbrake him into the final chicane. Not quite. We're going to pull out and give it a go. There we go. We do really well under the brakes. Looks like he gave us the line. Alright, on to the next one. I'm not sure how many positions we dropped in the start, but I think we've gotten back 3 or 4 since then. I think that red and white car in front of this yellow one, that's Danny Lacroix. I think he's the first one that passed me on the start. So we've actually almost made it up to where we started. Just trying to keep the car under control, especially on the corner entry with the oversteer problems we've been having. Trying to get good exits. Trying not to overdrive the car. It's so easy with all these chicanes, as you can see right there. I think I braked a bit too late. It's so easy to overdrive the car, especially since I'm used to the slick tires from the F1600 series in the US. And it's easier to go from a harder tire to a softer one because it's harder to overdrive it. These ones, it's really easy to overdrive it because I'm expecting the grip to be there when it's just not. Big oversteer. That's that open differential that is not allowing me to get the power down. It's just spinning that inside rear wheel. And that kills our exit speed. See the trepidation that I have on turning in because I know that that back end's going to step out, and that means that I'm not able to let off the brake and roll the speed through the corner the way I want to. I'd like to think if we were able to solve that issue that I would have been farther up the field the whole weekend. A little bit more gentle on the throttle. That time we got a good exit. That's what we want. Now we're close enough to use the draft, but it's not going to quite take effect until we get a little farther down the straightaway. And the top gear. Now you can see we're closing up on him a little bit. Hopefully we can use this momentum to get alongside, just like we did the last blue and orange car. It looks like we were able to. Is he going to fight it into the corner? No, he lets us have the corner. And that's another position. So we're almost back up to where we started. I think we have one more car. Just going to have to put in a couple good laps and try and close this gap up. Our best lap was the last lap at 55.38. Let's see how we can do this next lap. with some clear traffic, or clear track in front of us. Trying to put down some fast laps to close this gap as we run a little bit wide. It's not really going to help us. Oh, Charles, you got to go down another gear. What are you doing? That's really not going to help us. I don't know what I was thinking there as this car is going to get back around us. I just didn't go down a gear. There's really no reason to make a mistake like that. It's just a little bit of brain fade. Another bad downshift. Hopefully we can regroup and get a good exit here and get him back into the hairpin. He pulls out a little bit, but hopefully the draft is powerful enough. Seems like it starts taking effect maybe about 100 yards past that kink in the straightaway. So they're right about here. You can see we're closing in on them. Let me start braking, I think just after this overhead walkway. Get him again this time? Yeah, it looks like we do. And he spins out. You can see in the mirror he spun out behind us. I think he just spun on his own. There was no contact. I think he gave me the corner, so I think he just maybe carried the brakes in a bit too far. But that's a bit of a lucky break. Our last lap was a 56.6, so that's over a second slower. I think that was mainly because of that one mistake that I made, carrying third gear through that chicane where I should go down to second. But let's try to regroup, try and refocus. And of course that increased the gap to the car in front of us, which is not what we want. Full course yellow would really help us here. Let's see again with the corner entry oversteer. You can see my hand is resting on top. I think I was trying to stiffen the front bar to try and shift some of the grip towards the back. And the only way to do that, the front anti-roll bar adjuster is on the left side of the cockpit, but since it's so cramped, I have to move my left arm up and grab the top of the steering wheel and then manipulate the lever with my right arm, with my right hand. So that's what I'm doing if you see me grabbing the top of the steering wheel like that. So 55.38 was our best lap. Were we able to do it a little bit better? .55.39, so we're within 100th. But this car behind us was still able to catch us, so we need to be doing a little bit better than that. Again, I'm having a lot of trouble with this corner. I think I'm just braking too late, and you can see the car behind me takes advantage of that and is mounting an attack. I think I'm going to have to give it to him in turn 8 here. Try the old over-under. Give him the corner, and then get on the better line to take a good exit and see if I can get him into the hairpin. It looks like I might be close enough. And maybe I'm a little too close, so I moved to the outside, because otherwise I would run into him. I brake a little bit too early. Going to try and get a good exit here, because it's better, I think, to... And I get a good exit. I get right up under his gearbox. Again, I'm almost too good. Charles, get back in his draft. There you go. He's taking a bit of a defensive line down the back straightaway, but that's totally fair game. I'm going to pull to the right here. See if I can pass him just like I did the others. He's a little bit more stubborn, but he eventually gives up the corner. We're going to keep our eyes back down the track, trying to put together a couple good laps and put some space in between him and me. Hopefully enough that by the time we get to the next back straight, we'll be out of his draft. But he looks to the outside, which is really the preferred passing line. Looks like he's going to get alongside, and we're going to be off into the icy part of the track. He's going to get a better exit from the corner, and 2 cars go by. A 3rd car sneaks by, and the 4th car completes the freight train. That's getting onto the dirty side of the track. I mean, this is a street circuit, so there's a lot of dirt that gets blown onto the track over the course of the year, and the cars that are circulating throughout the weekend, even though this is Sunday morning, they blow off all the dirt from the part of the track that all the cars go on, the racing line. But if you get off the line, then you get into all the dirt, all the marbles, and you just can't get any traction. So once there's 4 cars nose to tail like that, they're all accelerating on the racing line, and you're off on the dirt, where it's like ice, and there just wasn't anything I could do. The only thing we can do now is try to regroup and try to pick our way back through this pack. I know I'm faster than all of them. It's just a matter of being able to find the sweet spot with the car, not overdriving it, not being too careful. These are the tires that I used last year, so it is a possibility that they're starting to fall off, but you just have to put that out of your mind and do the best you can to claw your way back up through. I might be too far back to attack, but both pairs of cars are going to try to make passes going into the hairpin, or into the chicane. I can use that to my advantage as I close way up. Let's see if I can try to mount an attack into turn 1. No, Charles, get to the other side of the track. I want to be on the outside in turn 1. There you go. Let's try it again. I'm too far back. Maybe I can sneak alongside. Not quite. I do love seeing the exhaust flames shooting out of the car in front. That is really cool. I wonder if my car does that. Now it looks like we're close enough to use the draft to try and get into a position to outbrake the car in front. So he's going to pull a move on his car in front. And again, each pair of cars is trying an overtaking maneuver. We can use that to our advantage to get a good exit and try and get this guy into the next corner. We just don't have the grip to get out of the corner fast enough with any momentum, even with these cars attacking each other. I'm going to try to take the left side. Still way too far back to try any sort of passing maneuver. And now you can see a waving yellow flag. There's got to be something right here. Hopefully not on the track. There's a van, some people standing around helping a car that's stranded. I think that's one of the back marker cars that hit the wall there. I know the driver was okay. I saw them get out and walk around. And I think that's going to bring the race to an end. We're on lap 12. I think there were maybe 15 scheduled. So that yellow flag is going to end the race. Let's take a look at the results. I started the race 9th. I had an abysmal start. I think I fell down to 13th place. I was able to get myself back up to 11th, and then I fell back down to 13th or 14th, and then I was able to claw my way back up to 11th. And there was that train of cars in front that I really should have had the pace to keep them behind me. So that's another 4 positions, I think. So really, I mean, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I finished 11th, but if I had stayed on my game for the entire race, then I could have finished 7th or 8th. So a little bit of a disappointing weekend, especially after last year where I think we finished 7th in race 2, and I finished 13th in race 1 after starting in the back. So a little bit disappointed, but it was a lot of fun, as always, in Montreal. I'm definitely going to be back next year, and hopefully next year we can do a little bit better than this year. Looking into the future for this season, we're heading to Mid-Ohio next, and after that we go to VIR and then to my home race in Pittsburgh. I do have video to put together for part 2 of the vlog. I'm still going to have to edit that. And at the time of this recording, the Mid-Ohio race actually already happened. So I have a vlog that I'm hopefully going to put together for that as well, along with the race edits, like this video. So plenty of videos to come in the future. I'm sort of collecting them faster than I can edit them and put them up. But they will all be up eventually. And so I hope you guys are willing to stick with me through that. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you at Mid-Ohio.